What's up, man? Hey, what's up, man? Trying to figure out, I've never done this before. I've never gone live on YouTube, so bear with me for anybody who, you know, thinks this is like my first time, because it is. So I'm trying to figure out, I can see the chat, but I can't see, I don't know how it looks normally, but basically I'm trying to figure out, I've never done this before. I've never gone live on YouTube, so bear with me. Yeah, just basically trying to find out everybody who's here, and I don't know how long I should wait, some stuff like that. Basically, I'm going to do my pulls. So I've been, you know, I've looked through everything. Hey, what's up, Mr. Chill? And some of you, if you have a different name than what you normally comment on, let me know who you are, because I'm like all over the place here. And for those of you who don't know or haven't thought about it much, normally I am not up at this time doing Final Fantasy, so I'm really excited that you know, I had a time where I could be on here with the Rebirth crossover coming, and so I wanted to get on right away. And then I was like filming a video doing like a banner review, and I thought, you know what, I know I'm pulling on this because it's Tifa, and I'm really stoked that it's Tifa. And basically, I decided I'm going to pull. I might as well just do it live and see if anybody wants to, you know, sit here and do pulls with me or watch it. And yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing here. So yeah, let me know if anybody has decided to pull yet and have done any. I would also love to hear how yours are going, because I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous, mostly because of the fact that I know the smart thing to do would be to wait, right? You know, just to, I don't know, basically wait and see, you know, what the next banner is going to be. Mostly because there's only one weapon on this banner. Obviously, the first banner that first one I can think of that we've had, where there's, you know, 2 costumes here, and for a light spender. Okay, so I'll go briefly over my thoughts on this, because I have kind of looked at this. I did record a little bit of it. But here's what I think about this banner. So we've got 2 outfits, right? The guide uniform for Tifa, I think is really good. And one of the reasons I really like it is it goes well with the weapon that's being featured. We have this physical ability mastery, which is new. It's basically physical ability potency, only, you know, it's just a flat 15%. And hey, wise guys. I'm hesitant that physical mastery is cool though. Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of break down why I like this so much. So for starters, this being just a flat plus 15% is really good. This is better than it just being physical ability potency. And the reason is that physical ability potency maxes out much lower than a lot of other different, you know, like if you, for example, if you were doing, you know, lightning or fire or ice, they go really deep, right? You can go to, like, I don't know, level 10, 11, something like that. Physical ability potency caps out at 80%, right? So if you're just building it from your R abilities, that's 80%. And so it's not that hard to get there, I can tell you that. I can routinely get my Cloud to level 7 without really having to do a whole lot. So the fact that this adds just a flat plus 15% means now we can get it, let's say, to, instead of 80%, 95%, which I think just makes it that much better. So I really like this because of that. Obviously, it's not as much as a normal mastery. A normal mastery would be 20%, but the fact that we all know, anybody who had the FF9 weapons knows that these weapons are so reliably good because of the fact that you can use them a lot, right? They're only bad if you have to have a magical based team, as far as, you know, this doing the physical stuff right now. Let's see, taking Red's outfit first. Yeah. So I think it's really good. As far as Red's outfit, I'm really, really confused as to what I think about Red's. The reason is, off the top, it looks amazing, right? It's got fire and ice ability damage plus 15%. So we have, you know, at the top tier for a single, we have Arcanums, which are 35%. Then we have Masteries at 20%. Those aren't obviously as strong as either one of those, but you get 2, which makes it extremely versatile. I just don't think yet that the content that we have, I don't know if that's necessary to be like spreading it this thin in order to get like the most amount of ability damage bonuses we can. Usually we only need maybe 2 different, you know, abilities. So Tiso, thank you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But I think it would be more than $5, you know, to do that. If I was gonna sell my soul, so to speak. But I really greatly appreciate that. So yeah, so I think the fire and ice ability damage, like I said, I think it's good, but I don't know that it's necessary. And I think a lot of the time we'd rather have one thing be, let's say, at 35% than 2 be at 15. That's just where I see us right now. Maybe the content changes in the future and we do find ourselves, you know, where, oh, we need so many different elements, and if you don't have it, you can't be successful in whatever it is. You know, I think then maybe it could work, but right now I don't feel like it's necessary. I feel like the fire and ice resist is also pretty nice. So ultimately what I think is this. I think the Flame Frost Fangs here, it looks like it's amazing because it's got so many different percentages going for it. But I'm not convinced that it actually is amazing. Add to that the fact that Red 13 is not really a damage dealer, and this would kind of lend itself towards him being a damage dealer more than anything, where he's more real utility, right? Like he's kind of what Tifa was and still pretty much is, but Tifa's kind of moving towards being able to be your main damage dealer, and that is where you know, the weapon comes into play here. These God Gloves, in my opinion, are amazing. This is like Zidane's sword level, and anybody who doesn't know, when the FF9 crossover came out, I think Zidane's sword, personally, I think it was the best weapon on any of the 3 banners. I mean, it starts out at 650%. At OB6, you're looking at 1140, and at OB10, 1300% physical non-elemental damage. I mean, it's what else do you really want? It's super versatile. Like I said, as long as physical damage is going to work in whatever you're trying to clear, you know, it's just awesome. I can tell you, I start every single Crisis dungeon. If I'm using Cloud at all, I always start with Zidane's because I don't know exactly what I'm going to run into, right? But it's like, it's just good, and so you can use it for a lot of different things. The fact that it's got the boost physical ability potency, and here I'll show you where it caps out at 80. I mean, that's really good. It makes your team versatile, or it makes whoever's wielding this versatile, because let's say you need 2 different elements like you would have in the Red 13 outfit, right? Well, if you raise physical ability potency, for example, and you're doing physical damage, you can, like, I guess, like, walk the line of doing 2 different elements really well by kind of going down the middle and just saying, okay, I've got physical ability potency. So I really like it for this. I wish I would have gotten more Zidane's sword. So that's kind of where I am on that. Let's see here. Yeah, Wise Guys. Yeah, like I said, it looks good. I think it's one of those things, though, that, you know, it's throwing so many different things into one outfit, which is awesome, but I don't know that it's actually really necessary. And then the other thing here, if you look at the materia, I think the attack boost fire is very random on this. Doesn't seem to be a reason that would be in there, but it is, and I don't think it's bad. I think anytime you get a boost like this, no matter what element it is on a weapon, that's just, I think, pretty much a bonus. Because typically we're not really using all 3 of these slots offensively anyway. So the fact that we have a physical attack boost for 20% physical damage is great. This, I think, is just fine. And the X Sigil boost, those are always great. And I think this is a great weapon. I really do. And if you stack this with Amaranth's Claws, because this is one thing that Cloud doesn't have access to at the moment, is I've got Amaranth's Claws at OB6. I pulled a lot, and that's what I got most copies on in the FF9 crossover. If you could buff your physical attack to high and then throw out something like this, I think that's huge. I mean, I think that's going to demolish a lot of content. Probably the only stuff that it's not going to demolish is stuff where, okay, they've got, you know, let's say innate physical defense buffs and, you know, they can't be debuffed or something weird. Other than that, I think this is amazing. I don't even mind that it's only 1 weapon. I think it's weird that it's 2 costumes, but that's kind of where I am. Hey Mario, what's up, man? Yeah, I decided I'm gonna do my pulls. I'm gonna do them live because I'm really excited about this. And you know, like I said, I think the smart thing to do, if you were trying to conserve things, would be to wait. Obviously, this goes till March 3rd. And I think because it's only 1 weapon, and it is 2 costumes, unless you're like, I know I want this costume, or you know, whatever, the smart thing to do would be to wait, because I would almost guarantee there's going to be another banner that comes out before March 3rd, right? It's the crossover. That's kind of what happens. So the smart thing to do would be to wait. I am not going to wait, though, because Tifa is like my main person. I try to include her in as many possible formations as I can. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull, and I just wanted to do it with you guys, or whoever, you know, was around and decided to get on. Okay, so aesthetic-wise, okay, so first off, I think it's very weird that in the try-on, you can't look at reds. Like, I know it's not really a costume, it mostly just changes his color, but I think it's weird. I think they should allow us to actually at least do this and kind of look at it, you know? So what I think about this, okay, the boots, I in general, I like it. Okay, but like if you pick out individual pieces, I wish these were like a little bit more like, I don't know, fancier in some way. The skirt, kind of the same thing. It's like very plain, there's not anything fancy going on about it, right? This is cool. I mean, like I feel like individually these are very bland, but all together I actually kind of like it. It gives me like Irvin from Final Fantasy VIII vibes, you know, with the cowboy theme. I like it. I think it fits Tifa really well. And so ultimately I do like it, although it's not the fanciest thing in the world. I think it works. I think it works a lot better than, you know, some of the costumes that we've seen. So aesthetically, that's what I think about it. Let's see here. Hey, Steiny. Gentle whale. Yeah, and I think, okay, if you missed out on the FF9 banners, like, my best advice is that I would go hard on these. I went really hard on the FF9 banners. Probably pulled about 50,000 crystals on those. Maybe even more, because I went back and did more summons after I got more. And those weapons, I mean, I use them as much as possible. Hey, thanks, man. Alistair? I appreciate that. I appreciate that compliment. So yeah, let's see here. Yeah, it is. It seems to be a replica of Zidane's sword. And if we look real quick, for those of you who don't have it, so this is Zidane's sword, and you can see here 650% at the regular 5-star, going up to 1140 and then to 13. And it has boost physical attack plus 40, physical ability potency 36. In the materia, it's got 2 physical attack boosts, which is probably more normal, more par for the course. And then triangle. So if you look at this, and then you go to Tifa's weapon. I think that they are... I mean, they're almost the same. I think hers has a little bit more physical ability potency and a little bit less physical attack, which I think is just fine. But yeah, I think for anybody who didn't get those, I think this is a must do. I'm going for it, and that's what I'm about ready to do. I think I'm trying to give enough time for anybody who wanted to watch this to come on. I'm trying to read all the comments, by the way, so if I don't get to one of yours, I do apologize. First time I've ever gone live or done any of this, so, you know, bear with me on that. Let's see here. Yeah, so funny about you said the straight up guaranteed weapon pulls. Yeah, so if we look at the stamp card, are you talking about the stamp card or are you talking about something different? I like the fact here that they've got these in here. I think that is really good. And then I did notice, I thought the step up banner, they added in a guaranteed one. I do think it's worth, yes. Personally, you know, here's kind of my, I'm gonna give my final thought on the banner for people. Then I'm gonna configure my wish list. Then I'm gonna start pulling. So it's tough to tell people, like, should you pull or should you not pull, because it always, you know, has to do with like your individual account, what you need, and you know what you're working with, right? Like how many resources you have and all that kind of stuff. And so I don't ever like to just tell people like you need to do this or whatever. Thanks, Sawyer. I appreciate that, man. And thank you very much. And so, you know, with all that being said, right, or with that being understood, I would say that this banner is amazing. I think it's going to benefit almost every single player. Like I said, Zidane's sword, I think, was the strongest weapon in the game up until tonight, because I think these are on the same, they're on the same level as Zidane's sword. And, you know, that's about all I have to say on that. So yeah, I do think it's worth, I think it's worth spending, you know, probably as much as you can. Now, the smart thing to do would be, like I said, to wait and see what the next banner is, because you never know. And I don't know how much you use Tifa or anybody else, right? But I use Tifa in almost every single team. It's very rare. I only don't use her if I absolutely can't make it work. So that's kind of where I am on that. And I'm going to be going for this. So we're going to look at the wish list real quick. I am still trying to get my wind stuff sorted out. As you guys know, I did not go for I didn't go for Yuffie, and so still trying to get that kind of stuff sorted out. It's a mega work in progress. I am one of these away from an OB6, which I'm really excited about. Let's see here, what else do I need? Tifa, I actually need quite a few things. I'm going to be doing, let's see here. Yeah, leather gloves. You know, actually though, I've heard somebody say this before. Anybody have a thought on this? If you put the people, like let's say if I'm going for Tifa's featured weapon, is it bad to put Tifa's weapons in my wish list? I would love to know if anybody has thoughts on this, because basically people were saying that, I think there was a comment on one of my videos where, you know, if you put, you know, that character in the wish list, then it is like hurting your chances. Hey, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. But anyway, I'd just like to know what anybody's thoughts are on that. Hey, Peanut Brains, I appreciate that. Hey, thank you, wise guys. Did you notice the message in the bottom left corner of the new banner? No. Let's see here. The bottom. The 8th stamp on card 2 gives you 3 Tifa weapons. First off, I don't know how I can't. For some reason, it won't let me get out of this. Let me... Hold on a second. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to open this on... I'm going to open this on Steam because I feel like somehow this is just glitched because I can't get out of this screen. So bear with me one more moment and then we'll be doing the pulls. Yeah, it like when I went into that one page, it pulled this up. I didn't actually click this, and then no matter how many times I click on one of these... Oh, wait a minute. All right, I'm just dumb. Okay, ignore me. Ignore me. Can you believe, based on this, that that sometimes I actually make guides for this game? Okay, here we go. We're good. We're set up. We're gonna start drawing, and nah, it's all good. I'm going for it. So wish me luck because I'm prepared to probably spend all my crystals on this, and I know that that's not, like I said, necessarily the smartest thing, but I do always advocate having fun, and I really like Tifa. I find her extremely useful, so that's what we're doing here. I'm gonna watch this very first one, but then I'm gonna start doing some skips, I think, unless people just don't like that. But I'd like to see if I get any good luck on this very first roll. Thank you very much. I appreciate the good lucks. It's weird doing this like live, just different for me. I don't know how many crossover banners there'll be, Steiny. There were 3 with Final Fantasy IX. I don't see why they would do less for Rebirth than they did Final Fantasy IX, right? Like, I mean, yeah, that was a terrible pull, by the way. That was a terrible pull. I don't know why they would do any less. So I expect at least a second banner, but probably 2, right? Because, I mean, Rebirth's a bigger deal than the FF9 crossover, in my opinion. So my stamp luck, by the way, so far is on point. 6 stamps and 2 pulls, so I can't complain on that. Yeah, Jimmy, I'm really hoping to get. I would really like to be able to OB6 this without having to use any specific weapon parts or anything like that. So that's really the goal. Yeah, that's the goal, and I think this is my guaranteed one. This animation, I think, looks really cool too, and I think it's like very on point with the way that, you know, Tifa stuff works in the game. So very, very, very happy with that. All right, and we're halfway through a stamp card, which these also, by the way, I haven't looked into this, but I know that there's one that they gave for 1,500 and then this one for 5,000. I'm not exactly sure how those work, but I'm really curious if anybody knows. If you wanted to put a message up in there. Yeah, the stamps have been good. We're now on 8 stamps, 3 pulls. Can't really complain on that because I'll get all those guaranteed copies, if nothing else. And I think I'm due for like an organic copy of just a 5-star weapon. I think. No, the game did not think. So I've gotten the guaranteed, which is, I don't know. Everybody always has their own thoughts on luck and how it goes, because some people have really good experiences and some don't. But I think 3 pulls without a like organic 5-star, meaning, you know, not the guaranteed, it's kind of bad. The stamps are amazing though. Holy shit, that's another 3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, nice, Juan. I let's see, 12K. I'm at this is my 12K right here. So you were doing considerably better than me because I've gotten 1 copy of them. have not actually gotten a 5-star weapon now on 4 pulls. So I would say that's pretty bad. At like a 70% or whatever it is. Yeah, I'll have the costume in no time. In fact, I think it might be, yeah, there we go. So 5 pulls for the costume, which is pretty good. Stamp luck, yeah, I know. I need the stamp luck to line up with just the general luck. That would be much appreciated. All right, I'm gonna watch this one time. I always have bad luck though when Cloud shows up like this. Like there's never a multi 5-star. Obviously not always expecting multis, but I feel like when you get this costume, you want it to be better than your regular, I don't know. Like you feel like there should be an upped rate at multiple 5-stars, I guess is how I'm trying to phrase this. But yet it never works that way. It's always a single one. I really do think, yeah, I mean, the fact that they've got Tifa on this banner, Jason, I would be shocked. Okay. Just got proved wrong, and I'm okay with that. I would be shocked, though, if they don't have a Cloud and a Sephiroth, and an Aerith, to be completely honest. I would be really shocked, because they put them on everything. I don't see why it would be any different with the Rebirth. I mean, in fact, I think they almost have to do Cloud and Sephiroth, right? Because that's what this story is supposed to be about them. We've got the uniform. We kind of knew we were going to get there. It was just a matter of how much time. I did get 2 weapons, I think, Bald Eagle. I'm actually really happy with this. This is really good for me. This either OB5s or OB6s my Bald Eagle. So I'm really happy with that. And I'm really happy with this too, because I use this as a sub-weapon on Cloud a lot, especially when I'm running Zidane's sword, because this has physical ability potency as an R ability. So I'm very, very happy to have that. And yeah, no complaints on that. Would really like to get some more of this Tifa weapon though. And kind of funny that neither one of those weapons though that I just drew were on my wish list. Even though everything has a higher chance of dropping. I don't know. Just something I felt like commenting on. My lord. This is, I would say, so far, this is like on par for being tied with the worst luck I've had yet in this game on pulls. I haven't really been keeping track at this point. The stamps have been good, but the actual 5-star drop rate has been abysmal for me. I think this is my 7th pull, and so far I've gotten two 5-stars that weren't guaranteed. Yeah, it was the 10 blue. Yeah, I think that's like, according to the stats, if you go by the stats, that should be harder to achieve than getting, a 5-star, right? Okay, this is Tifa. It's got to be the. Yes, this is good. This is good. This puts me up to. Okay, so that right there was enough for me to OB1. And okay, so we have 37 left. We were at 58. Was I at 58 when I started? So that's 21. Yeah, so 7 pulls. I know. Urgh, I know. I was just thinking that I would have taken bad luck on like nearly any other banner. Yeah, and I think it's Fat Master Blaster. Wow, okay. I agree with you. Like, some of the things that I think are good with this is that because it's only Aerith's weapon, like normally you would think there's a higher probability of OB6ing it versus like when I got the Amaranth's Claws and the Zidane's sword. I only got Zidane to OB2, but I got Amaranth to OB5 at that time. So Dark Heavens, I'm happy with that. It's on the wish list. Happy with this too. I think this puts me to OB4. So I'm pretty stoked with that. Woo! It's only like the second time I've ever hit a 5 stamp. And now I just need those stamps to yeah, that was yeah, I can't really lie that the double sky splitter and the dark heavens, that was a good draw. That probably put me like really close to being even here. Now I can't really complain a whole lot, except for I'm trying to get Tifa's because it's the limited time one. So okay, the 5 stars are coming in bunches. Right? Okay, so we just need this to be the new weapon for Tifa, and like, then this is we're back on track, and it is. Yes. All right, I'm gonna try to maintain my composure here. That's another sky splitter, by the way. That's 3 of those. I was at OB2. That's OB5. One more of these, and I can take it off the wish list. I'd be very happy to have that at OB6. Orthodox Raven. Okay. Yeah, that was 2 3s in a row. And my stamp luck has been like the best it's ever been. I've never gotten this many stamps. Yeah, it's turning around, and it's turning around fast. So thanks for the positive energy, guys. I wish I was sponsored. I haven't been sponsored by anybody for anything. But it would be really cool, and I'd be very flattered if they ever considered me for something like that. Yeah, some of those were guaranteed in there. But I'll you know what though? It still felt good. I think I have a sound problem here. Hold on. This is the problem. I just noticed that there was like overlapping sound, and I forgot that I had opened Steam and updated it. Okay. Another Cloud and another Sephiroth. You know, this is gonna be funny because I'm like now. Okay, so now let's see. I only had Dark Heavens at OB1, and that's because I actually used Sephiroth specific weapon parts to get it there. So this is OB2, OB3. Things are looking up. This is not something I'm going for, but things are starting to look pretty good. And I've still got quite a bit. I just really need to get these Tifa weapons because I don't think that I'll ever be able to get them again. And you know, it took me 2 months to get 1 extra OB on my Amaranth's Claws because I hardly ever want to give us Tifa specific weapon parts, and I just spent them all. Yeah, just spent them all when that last event came out, the current event, or you know what I'm talking about, where we got the Tifa weapon parts. Yeah, I'm starting to get all kinds of 5-star weapons though, by the way, and this is a new one for Glenn. Oh, is this alt? Okay, I'm really happy about this too because I've been really wanting this. Yeah, this is one of those. I'll put it on the wish list. I didn't want to pull on the banner because I was saving for this, but I'm really happy I got it. All right, well, there's the red costume. So again, I don't know if I think that the red costume is actually like really worth. I didn't mean to X out of that. But it is what it is, and that completes 2 stamp pages for me. I'm gonna keep going, just because I'm really all in on Tifa. This is the way that I like to do it. So here we go. And if I can't get them normally, then I will just hope that this stamp luck continues. I'll just snatch all the guaranteed ones. Yeah, I don't know how many stamps it's been, but it's been a ton. It's been a ton. You know, I don't actually use Glenn much at the moment, but I would like to. I've been kind of... So I just got the Pumpkin Lamppost not too long ago. And then I saw Ultimatic. I was very excited about it. I'll be honest, the value of Ultimatic went down a little bit with this banner for these weapons right here. Because, I don't know, kind of why I liked Ultimatic is that it reminded me a lot of Zidane's sword. And I thought, man, that would make Glenn viable as hell. So I really wanted it because I like to use other characters in my roster sometimes. But the problem is I don't really have the stuff that would make them work. So I stuck that in there. It's not like, I wouldn't call that like the best strategy for me to have Ultimatic on my wish list, but I would like to use Glenn. So that's kind of why I have it in there. Yeah, no, I think Ultimatic is a very good weapon. I think it's that in the Lamppost are Glenn's two best weapons, if I had to say. Stamplex fallen off, by the way. That's 3 1s in a row. Just for anybody who's keeping count or keeping score at the moment. Yeah. Glenn's actually pretty good. I think he's one of the best characters that I think people like kind of sleep on. Anybody know what that is? Anybody know? That's my 4th Sky Splitter, I believe. 4th Sky Splitter, which is really okay. Nice. So with this prototype Crimson Blade, that gets me to an OB6 on this. This gets me to an OB6 on this. I don't know, Jimmy, about the... Man, I did speculate because of... Yeah, that's 2. Yeah, I already had a couple of these. So I already had prototype Crimson Blade was at OB5, and Sky Splitter was at OB2. So these are now both OB6'd, which makes me very, very excited. You know, I did think it was weird, Odin, on that Sephiroth Fire Sword. I also thought that was a little bit odd. I'm really happy about it because of the R abilities on it, the magic attack and magic defense, which I think is really good. But I did also find it odd that it was, like, I don't know, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me either. And Adult Seph is a playable character, so that was something I speculated on just from watching, like, the little thing they had on X. And, you know, it's hard to say because at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to be. I think I was, like, really excited, and I was just kind of, like, pumped. And, you know, because they had Sephiroth in here, I was like, maybe... I don't think we are getting him, although I do think it would be fitting of the Rebirth collab, right? Or the crossover, whatever you want to call it. Like, I think that would be fitting. Because I think, I don't know, I think there should be something big, right? Like, real big, you know? That would be it. But I don't know. I don't think it is going to be him. Wait, you said you do get to play. You get to play as the older Sephiroth in the event? Did I hear that right? Oh my god, how funny is this? I don't think I need any more of those. In fact, I think I only needed 1 copy of those. So I could say I haven't gotten a whole lot of copies of the featured one that's supposed to have the highest rate, which always just boggles my mind the way that these things work. But I've gotten a lot of copies of things on my wish list. Sorry, just trying to read some of these messages. That's really cool if you can play as the adult Sephiroth. I have not, like, obviously, I have not gotten to play it yet, but that is, I think that's really cool then, because I don't know, the child Sephiroth is like, I don't know, excuse me, he's okay, but I'm just never, like, I don't know, I'm never really stoked to play him. Whereas, like, if it was regular Sephiroth, right, like, yeah, I'd be just, like, fanboying and you know, putting stuff in, like, I'd be putting him in and building him up, even if he wasn't that good, probably, right, just because he's the coolest character. Man, they're gonna really make me work for it here at the end. I'm trying to get here. I'm really trying. But they're gonna make me work for it. One of the ability boost weapons. Like, which weapon would you? What are you thinking, Mario? Okay, we are down to it. We've got enough to do 3 more pulls. I'm going all out. This will be 58,000. What does that come out to? Just short of. Okay, 19 pulls. 19 pulls. Which is, I don't know, to get through 3 cards is not, like, holy shit. Holy shit. I don't think that that's super amazing, right? I mean, considering my luck was really good on page 1, or on stamp card 1, I had 5 pulls to clear it. And at this point, we're on, like, I think this is pull 17. So if we oh, man, jeez Louise. Okay, so yeah, this will be pull number 18, which means if I cleared the stamp card on this pull, it would take me 6 pulls per card. So I'm now averaging less than 6, or it's taking me more than 6 pulls per card, which I think is getting into the territory of, like, more closer to average, because I think it should take about 7. Is that right? Yeah, an enemy launcher, Mario, I did get 2 copies of that actually already, which I didn't even put on, but yeah, I'm getting that one up there just by happenstance. Alistair, I kind of feel you on that, to be honest. Yeah, I've definitely also, Wise, I've gotten 2 of the blue onlys. Like, honestly, this has been the most one-sided draw session I've ever had. I'm either getting, like, bunches of 2 and 3 every time, or I'm getting nothing for, like, multiple draws. So it's very, it's like a roller coaster of emotions right now. This is my last one. This is the last draw. I've finally made it to the end. I kind of want to look here. Okay, so 569, which means 600 would be OB3. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. But let's just hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. I'm going to probably pull every crystal. Oh my god. I think somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's 5 ones in a row at this point. 5 ones in a row. I know it's at least 4. So I'm 1 shy of the last guaranteed on this one. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I know, it hurts. Believe me. I gotta see if there's a dodge on this one. I'm hoping there is. Oh man, because it's been oh, I felt that in my heart. I really did. I think because I think it's been, I think that would be three in a row, maybe 4, that I didn't get a 5-star weapon. Would have liked to have gone out with something, but that's okay. Yeah. I don't think they changed the rates. I do think though that that they come in batches. I'll be honest. Just kind of, based on, I know, not too excited about that, but I did get a lot of good things. I just didn't get the one thing that I wanted the most, which is this weapon, right? It's limited time. I can tell you, I will probably pull every crystal that I get from here till March 3rd on this banner until I get those at least to OB5. Because I feel like at OB5, I can get the parts eventually to get it to OB6. But if you have to get, like, when you start looking at, like, 400 parts, that's going to take me, like, that would probably take me 6 months or so. So, yeah, I don't think they changed the rates. It's just kind of batchy, and tonight was really batchy. Well, I know I can get one more guaranteed, by the way. I mean, we've got this card here where the next pull, it can't screw me that hard. Guaranteed. I don't know if I don't know. I would probably take it as far as I could just to try to get those. And then I'll just kind of show you what I got here, because there was several good things. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Yeah, we'll just do it this way. Okay, so prototype Crimson Blade. Oops. There's my parts, so that's going to be OB6. Really excited about that. Oh my gosh, why do I keep clicking that? These 2 more. Oh, that's only OB5. I took them off. I thought that I had them already OB4. Okay, so I'm 1 away from leather gloves, and why that's a big deal for anybody who doesn't use Tifa a lot like me. It starts out, like, they'll start out at high potency, which is huge, because then I don't have to do, if you watched any of my recent Crisis Dungeon runs, the Grastia path, I'm constantly having to try to stack it, which means I need 2 characters to do it. It'd be super nice if I could just do high potency out of the box. So I'm really excited about that. We got Cloud Sky Splitter. Oh, I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll figure out how to do this. 4 of these. So that for sure does go to OB6. I'm really stoked about that. Dark Heavens, we've got 2 more of, so it's halfway to OB6, which will be a big deal because my wind is suffering. These, like I said, I think we all know where I was on that, and I wanted to show, oh yeah, enemy launcher. I got 2 copies of that, so that'll put that to OB4. Pretty good. I mean, this I really like this weapon, especially if you pair it with like Killer Hornet, because Killer Hornet does physical attack and ability potency, whereas this is attack, and it's really easy to kind of max your regular physical attack. So I do think that this is a really good sub weapon, especially for when you're trying to work on stuff with like Zidane's sword, or with Tifa's newest gloves here, the guide gloves, which I feel like is, I don't know, probably the least amazing name they could have thought of. Let's see here. What are people saying? Yeah, no, I know. I saw that. So I think there's like 9,000 free crystals that we're going to get from logging in. So I'll be definitely taking advantage of that. I think I got 1,000 of them today. So, basically I'll get 3 more pulls. I will be most likely getting the monthly pass as well. So I'll probably end up pulling on this at least 4 or 5 more times and just hoping that I actually get... I don't know if I even got a copy of this weapon. I think I got 1 copy that wasn't a guaranteed copy. I might not have. I think maybe I only got guaranteed copies. Because you got 1 on the first page, 2 on the second page. Yeah, I only ever got the guaranteed copies, which is a bummer. A definite bummer. Pretend crossovers don't exist. Keep my sand. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes, though, you get really lucky. I did get really lucky on the FF9 crossover. I spent, like, let's just say, very close to the same amount of crystals that I spent on this. Only I ended up with, like, OB4 at the time. OB4 Amarants and OB2 Zidanes. And then I went back later and picked up another Amarant's Claws. So yeah, it went considerably better for me during the FF9 crossover. I was really expecting to be able to OB6 these with, like I said, almost 20 pulls. But I don't know. I don't know if that's actually even... I don't know if that's realistic or, you know, whatever. So, yeah, only got the guarantee. Do you have any launchers? I don't know if I get that, but for some reason that made me laugh. The great flavored joke. Well, Wise Guys, I'd be curious what you said you got crazy luck with them. What hit me with it? I'm good to rejoice in your luck and make me feel better than what I got. I'd really like to know. Okay, so yeah, other than that, that's my pulls. Maybe the only other thing that I would just kind of show real quick, because I talked about it in the beginning. I do really like this weapon. OB5? How many crystals? How many crystals did you spend? Halfway through the second card? What? Oh my god. Hey, congratulations, man. OB5 halfway through the second card. That's impressive. That's impressive. I mean, then again, I should have gotten through 3 cards probably, especially at the rate that I was going, but then it slowed down. So 35k crystals. Wow. Okay. I spent I don't know, I think I have 1,000 left, so 57. Yeah. Huh. Well, good for you though. For real, good for you. Oh yeah, still 9 out of 12. I mean, if you finish the second card completely and you had an OB5, then that is, yeah. I would say that's like on a level, especially being how good this banner is, that's on the level of like, you can't complain for at least the next like 6 months about bad pull luck in this game. Okay, so real quickly, I just wanted to say I do like this weapon. I'm going to come out with a video. I'll do a banner review. Obviously, everybody here maybe heard my thoughts, but I also will talk about this. I think it's really good. Every weapon that we've been having lately, like every free weapon is physical defense, so I think it's good that it's magical defense because this is going to be a sub weapon mostly, right? The magic attack I think is great. You know, it's sounding extremely high or anything, but it's just fine. You know, I think it's good because we needed more of these magic attack ones. We have a lot of the rest of it, and you know, for magic attack teams, I use those ones we got over Christmas, the Holiday Cheermeister one and the Cane. I use those anytime. I try to work them in anytime I have a magic team. So I'm sure this would also work really well in there, especially because those are both physical defenses, the second R ability, and this is magic. So I'm really excited about that, and I'll be really excited to get to play this event tomorrow. Yes, Free, I did. Did you miss it? Did you miss it? I did pull, man. I pulled 57,000 crystals worth, and I am sitting at OB2. I think I need like 60 60 more parts for OB3. So yeah, didn't go that well. I mean, it went well in general. I've got a lot of good stuff that I needed off my wish list. Like, I got 4 copies of Sky Splitter, but not that great for the one weapon that I was truly going for. So I don't know. I was, by the way, if they had Zidane magical, yeah. You know what's funny about that? I really was thinking, because somebody had mentioned a couple days ago that they thought that there were going to be another, like a non-elemental weapon for this crossover event, right? And I thought, okay, well, surely it's time to do magic ones then, right? Like ones that would equal the Zidane sword. But then I get on and I see this, and it's physical, but it's Tifa, and I'm like, well, that's that. That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. So now I just hope that they don't come out with something even better for Tifa in the next banner. I think it'll probably be Cloud and Sephiroth, but I've made my peace with it. Yeah, I don't know. It's still fun though. I'm good with the stress, and I'm good with everything else, Hey, what up, man? What up, man? Yeah. There are some pretty good magic ones, but nothing like the same power as the Dane sword. So, I really thought that they would probably bust that out. They didn't, but for me, honestly, it's okay because I have way more weapons that have like I have way more weapons OB that have substats or R abilities for, physical ability potency than I do magic. So that kind of lends itself more to my account as well. Studio, is this banner a must pull? So, is it as must I think so. I mean, in my opinion, yes. In my humble opinion, yes, it is, because I think these are just as good as the Zidane sword. I think this outfit is better than either of the ones that came with that banner. And the reason is because they add a flat. This costume adds a flat 15% to physical ability damage instead of giving points towards physical ability potency, which caps out at 80, and it's pretty easy to cap that out. So I think that this is a better outfit than the ones that we had similarly situated with FF9 banner. I think this weapon on Tifa is as good as Zidane's sword. I mean, it has the same. This is the same. The physical attack is lower, but the ability potency is higher. These are a little different, but it's got a sigil boost, which is great, and this fire, which is kind of random. So yes, I do think that it is as good. I guess it depends what you need. If you had already like an OB6 Zidane sword, it's skippable, I think. If you don't have Zidane sword at all, like if you weren't around or didn't pull in that, I think yes, I think it's a must pull personally. And if you did and you have Amaranth's Claws, I think that these stack really well, because you can buff your, like, that's one thing Cloud can't really do is buff his own attack that I'm aware of, at least not meaningfully, that I don't think. Yeah, it did. It definitely, this costume power creeps her Amaranth costume 100%, in my opinion. Yeah, no, I get it. It is tough, and honestly, like, there's a lot of games that I've played in the past that I spent on, and I spend on this one, but I spend like really mildly, right? I buy the monthly pass, and I think every now and again I'll get like one of the like really cheap crystal packs or whatever, like a 300 one or something. But these are the kinds of things that would normally get me, like, especially with this bad luck, where I'd be like, man, you know, I can fix this. I'm not going to, though, mostly because I think my content would suffer, because, you know, I can tell you, like, I've watched people with, like, especially if you've got an OB10 Zidane sword, man, it makes things really, really easy, which is really cool, and I'm jealous, but I don't think that would be as relatable, so I'm okay with things going kind of badly for me, just because it does, I think, make my guides, you know, I have to use a little bit more strategy, I guess you'd say. Yeah, I really like the banner. I'm really, really happy about it. So I guess that's everything I've got, guys. I don't think there's anything else left for me to do. I wanted to do my polls. I really appreciate all of you that came to watch me do these, because, you know, it's really fun, and it gives me like a weird hype to have other people, you know, like watching it happen. I don't know. It's a really cool feeling. It's the first time I've ever done that. And I just kind of said, you know what, I know I'm getting it, so I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to do it, and I think it's cool because it just came out. So that's all I've got. I think I'm going to jump off of here. If there's anything else, anybody, quick question, I would answer. Otherwise, I'm gonna call it a night. Hey man, yeah, it was really fun. I really enjoyed, the one thing I did like about this, and this was kind of like a test thing, you know, I would like to do some more, you know, I would like to do some more live streams on YouTube. It's cool to see everybody, like the people that I like so many of you that I see like in comments over and over and over in videos. Like, it's really cool to actually be able to like interact, you know, in real time and kind of share this kind of stuff with you. So it was very, very cool for me. It's kind of a milestone, I guess you would say. And I will eventually do another live stream. I've got something that I'm kind of trying to work on slowly, but I'm waiting until I get my very first check from YouTube for my, you know, I hit 1,000 subscribers at the end of December, and I kind of, what I want to do is I'm going to spend the money. It's not a lot. It's like $140 for like the last 2 days of December and the whole month of January. But when I get that, I'm gonna I want to reinvest it into the channel and in everything. So I think I'm gonna do like a live stream when that all comes together to kind of explain what I'm doing and tell you guys about some stuff that I have coming up. So that'll probably be the next time that I do something like this. Yeah, that's everything I got. I hope you guys have a great night. You know, one more day and then it's the weekend, so be excited. Feel free. I will put out a video. I don't know, something with this. I'd like to know how your pulls go when you decide to pull and all that good stuff. Other than that, guys, have a good one.